we're about to go somewhere odd now. Times to rise and elevation starts to drop down. Our little secret, don't kiss and tell, you're so bad. I'll probably see you in hell. Welcome to hell, baby. This is podcast hell.
Now we're going.
Now we're nice and loud.
Hello.
I feel like I adjusted my chair to be too tall. Here. Let me get it down.
Lower. Great.
Is that better?
Yeah. I think now we're about even.
I should be taller.
Why? Is it emasculating to be the same height as me while we're sitting?
No, I should be shorter. If I come down all the way and you go all the way up, that would be
feminism.
bad. I don't understand feminism. We should not start on that topic.
God.
What? I'm saying we should not.
I know, but just even you saying I don't understand feminism. You don't understand the concept that women should have equal rights.
I don't understand.
To men.
I don't understand the modern implementation of that. I would say I definitely understand people having equal rights, but like people can say anything means anything. It doesn't mean that's what it is in the current. Oh my God.
Happy Mother's Day,
Happy
everyone.
Mother's Day to all the women out there.
And Eric hates women.
Yeah, no, that's the truth reveals itself, right? Horrifying. I feel very good every time I fill up my Eagles cup with water.
It's a great cup.
You see what I did for you?
I got a glass.
No, on the edge of the table.
Oh, you put the little Mets hat.
Yeah.
I've decided I'm going to be a Mets fan.
We made that decision, was it today?
Night.
It was last night.
Yeah.
Today we were looking at
decision.
some vintagey Mets shirts.
Yeah.
You got a Mets hat out.
Great.
I think you're gonna go Mets.
I think I'm going to go Mets. Let's go Mets. I've already been kind of rooting for the Mets.
You've been secretly.
Yeah.
Well, do I betray what we did during the 2004 World Series?
No.
Okay, so I won't say that. Okay. Go Mets. Let's go Mets. It's let's go Mets.
Let's go Mets.
I keep wanting to say go Mets.
No.
Why'd you move the
I don't know.
cut?
I was within striking distance of my arm.
Are you a
And that is a...
Are you a big gesticulator?
I think I will gesture. If I get very passionate, I'll gesture.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I think you will. I don't think it's it's like I wouldn't call it common.
No.
But it's within your repertoire
Yes.
of when you start to get pumped.
I will gesture.
Yeah.
It's true.
Like if we had continued to talk about feminism, that would have ended up onto my
unintentionally.
Unintentionally, you would have spilled cold water into my crotch. That would have been fitting. I don't know why I brought it back. We could talk about something else.
Oh my God.
I'm excited that you're going to be into baseball.
We'll see.
You don't think you're going to last?
We'll see if I actually get into baseball.
I tried to show you a box score at dinner last night.
It was overwhelming.
Yeah.
I didn't enjoy that experience.
Well, you got the top.
I'm just going to know a little bit more about the Mets than I do. I'm not going to get into the box scores. I'm just going to pay a little more attention.
You're going to be like,
who are the players that we need? Oh no, they're injured.
You're going to know injured players on the Mets? That's a big thing.
I'm just going to be a little more involved in my allegiance to the Mets.
Okay. I'm all for it. We talked about it's a connection to you to New York City, which is great. Yeah. I mean, I got you in football.
You did.
I put up I try to make the decorations fit the guest lately.
Oh, that's nice.
So that's the thing you made me.
I know, the cross stitch.
It's very nice.
Yeah, it has a stain on it.
Yeah, I know. I try
every time. Put a piece of chocolate on it or something.
I don't know if it was chocolate.
You used it as a coaster.
I think I used it as a coaster, or I cleaned my mouth after eating barbecue or something. No, it was a lovely gift.
I know.
I don't think the barbecue stain.
It was hours of work on that.
It's great. I mean, it's gonna go up. When I
got that for you. How long ago did I make that for you? Years.
It's been years.
And it's not. It's not going up.
No, when I decorate the room for the podcast.
Okay.
Well, you don't believe me? Why don't you believe me?
Because you've been saying it's going up for years.
Well, it
hasn't gone up.
Hey, I said I was going to paint this black wall. You know what I did?
You did. That's good.
Painted this black wall. Look at this beautiful.
It looks good.
Beautiful black wall.
I know.
I mean, now
that was my idea.
That was your idea.
I know.
Wow, look at that. I didn't even intentionally set you up for that, but that was your idea.
I said black wall, orange sign. I said, trust me, trust the vision. And you did.
Yeah, sometimes you have really good suggestions. Sometimes you don't bat 1,000.
No one's perfect.
I know. I feel like I'm pretty close.
To perfect?
Yeah.
In your ideas?
Yes. Yeah, let's do this. I think I'm pretty
Is
much.
that a real thought? This is like Christian saying he could be an astronaut.
I think I'm right most of the time.
For all the Hellwig heads out there, if you listen to Christian Hellwig's latest episode, you'll get that reference.
That was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
No, I think I'm right most of the time. Most of the time, not all the time.
This is not
What you think I'm
real.
You think
thought
I'm usually
that
wrong?
No, you didn't say I'm right most of the time. You said most of my ideas are good.
I actually said I'm pretty close to perfect when it comes to
Yeah,
my
that's even
ideas.
more. You said pretty close to perfect with my ideas.
Once in a blue moon, I have a bad idea, but normally I have great ideas. I think.
You have an average amount of good ideas.
I think I have a slightly above average.
Maybe slightly above average amount, but I don't think your ideas are close to perfect. I don't think my ideas are close to perfect.
You have pretty good ideas.
I think I have good ideas.
You have good ideas. What's that smile?
That's a crazy thing for you to say.
Why? That I'm perfect?
That your ideas are close to perfect.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I think I've got something down. I don't know. I think I came up with. I was gonna say I had a good idea for a rom-com.
What's your rom-com idea?
But then I remembered I don't actually have a good idea for a rom-com.
No, you said we should make a rom-com. That's not. And that's
a great
an
idea.
But
that idea is a great idea. The idea that we should do it, that counts as an idea. Swish, that counts. An idea is any thought that comes into your head.
Oh my God.
Like if I go,
hey, we should keep breathing.
Yeah, it's a great idea. that great. You just upped your percentage of good ideas by saying that.
Oh my God.
Technic-
Fine. Because in my head, a good idea is like one that is original, one that is innovative, one that is helpful. I would quantify that as the definition of a good idea. We should make a rom-com. That's just an idea.
Yeah.
I don't think it has anything that qualifies it to be a good idea.
I think it's a great idea because we're talented people that do comedy. And we're married.
All right, so fine. You have great ideas. You don't have original ideas or well thought out ideas.
I have those too, but this is an example of a good idea. But I also have well thought out ideas. I have tons of well thought out ideas. All my stand up is a well thought out idea.
Stand-up,
I wrote all that. And that has a beginning, middle, and end.
You have the best ideas
Thank you.
in the world. Your ideas are close to perfect every time.
Happy Mother's Day to me. I'm like fishing for deep compliments. Remind me why you have that shirt, because I remember there's
cool. It's
wasn't there a reason for why there was a reason why you bought it though?
I bought it because TikTok influenced me to buy it. It's Samantha from the American Girl doll, Samantha Parkington, and it says Samantha in like Metallica font, and I just thought it was cool.
Okay, so
I had a Samantha American Girl doll.
So when I said it was like there was a cool reason why you had the shirt, I that was incorrect. It was just TikTok.
Yeah, I saw it on TikTok. And I was like, I'm going to buy that. Yeah, China made me buy it. I was like, I'm going. I like American Girl dolls. I had Samantha. I thought this was fun. The people will know that I was a Samantha in my girlhood.
Yeah. What is it like? It's an American Girl doll?
Yeah, the American Girl dolls.
But aren't there like...
There's several.
There's dozens of those.
There's not dozens. There's a lot.
There's
Maybe
a dozen.
I don't know. They've retired some from when I was a child, and they've added new ones.
So like...
And I don't really know who's what these days.
Is Samantha still around?
I think Samantha's still around. When I was a kid, it was Felicity, who was from the Revolutionary War.
Okay.
There was Kirsten, who was a pioneer girl. There was Samantha. She was like the turn of the century. There's Molly. She was World War II. There was Addie. She was Civil War.
Which side?
She was a previously enslaved girl.
Okay.
She was a free black girl during Civil War era.
Okay.
And then there was Kaya, Native American. There was Josefina. I actually don't really know that much about Josefina because I think they added her like as I was aging out.
Josefina or Josephina?
No, Josefina because she was Mexican American.
Oh, gotcha.
You should know that.
I should know Josefina?
Yeah, because you're Mexican.
I'm also a 38-year-old man.
Okay.
Why would I know about these American Girl dolls?
Well, I don't know. Josefina. Kit. Kit was Great Depression.
Okay.
I think Kit was like the newest one that got added while I was still caring about American Girl dolls.
Kit was also the car that Hasselhoff rode in that talked to him in Knight Rider.
Okay.
So they kind of stole that.
Definitely.
Oh, they did.
They definitely didn't pick a name that was probably a common name for girls of that era.
You think Kit?
Yeah.
Well,
her name was Kit Kittredge.
Kit Kittredge. I knew a girl that had that
kind of name.
First name in the last name. It's not cool.
I know who you're thinking of. I'm not going to say it, but I know
course not,
you've
no.
told me her name before.
Yeah, but like as silly
Did you
as
say you had a crush on her?
I did. Mary McMary. I did. I had a crush on a girl that had a first name, last name, same name. That's what are you thinking as a parent when you do that? When you're like, I'm gonna make this hard. I'm gonna make this harder than it needs to be. I'm gonna give them an obstacle. Maybe it's like their life has been too easy.
Maybe.
But
maybe
also
it's
you're
the parent doing that.
Also, their life has been too easy.
But they're not born
That's
yet.
when they were born.
So
maybe the pregnancy went too good. And they're like, I want my kid to be tough. I don't know. What's the I feel like just a basic name is probably.
Yeah, I like names that have a lot of nicknames, so that the child, like my name is Elizabeth, and there's a lot of nicknames for Elizabeth. I could go by Elizabeth. I could go by Liz, which I do. Lizzie, Beth, Izzy. There's a lot of names.
E-Town.
E-Town. Yeah, that's that. I should go by E-Town. That's
E-Dog.
better. I like classic names that have a lot of nicknames so that like the child when they grow up and they like form their own identity, they can pick what fits.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. Didn't we do that with don't we have our names?
Yeah, I'm not going to say it here.
No. I always forget it.
Well, we have a name for a girl.
We might have a name for a boy.
Do we want to get into it here?
We can get into it. I kind of want it. I've grown to really like my name.
It's a fine. So the people know what we're talking about. Eric is Frederick.
No, what are you doing?
What?
I don't say my full name on the podcast. I change it a little bit so that people can't.
You say your full name in your stand-up.
No, I go Friedrich, Carl Ludwig Hellwig IV is what I say on stage. I zhuzh it up a little bit. I actually don't say my name anymore on stage.
Okay.
Yeah. What?
Easily Googleable.
I don't think it's that easily Googled. My name?
Yeah.
No, because if people Google Erick Hellwig, they get all my comedy.
Yeah.
And if people were to Google the name that you are about to.
All right. Well, Eric is named after his father, who's named after his father. So
yes.
If we have we're like, are we going to continue that tradition if we have a boy?
Do we keep the long line?
And would the son be the fourth?
And the argument that really started to turn me happened in this room on this podcast about 8 months ago.
Somebody said, "Oh, that'd be cool."
It was Perkins. He just went.
Just thought it'd be cool.
Yeah,
but he didn't give any thought to it beyond.
No, he did. He had a good idea.
What was it?
He had a great idea.
What was the idea?
I said, I don't know if I'm going to call my kid that. And he went, oh, man, you have to.
And that turned, yeah.
And I was like, oh, he makes a good point. It would be 4. It's kind of cool.
Here's honestly, here's the thing. It's a fine name.
Yeah.
And if you like it, I would be okay with it. However, I'm thinking ahead to our children's future.
Yeah.
And this is like a real thing. This is a real thought. And I think this is a real thing to consider.
Yeah.
Things are going to become more and more automated.
Yes, this is true.
And when you call customer service, if you need to call your health insurance, it's going to be a robot. And the fact that there's you'll share the same name as your son, and he'll share the same name as his grandfather. There's just a lot of clerical errors that could get mixed up. It already happened. My health insurance thought I had 2 health insurances because they thought I was a dependent of your dad and not a dependent of you. Or not, like I said, you have health insurance through your employer. So like I'm your dependent. And so my stuff wasn't getting covered because you guys shared the same name and it was such a pain. And that's with being able to talk to a real person and explain the situation. And it was annoying and took hours. Now fast forward 20 years and it's all robots and you can't talk to a real person. I think that's a legitimate consideration.
It's a consideration. I can't lie. But as far as like the name goes, I've come around on the name. I think it's because I think
it's a great name.
I go by that name.
I really do. I like the name. I think it's a great, fine name. I really am worried about the robots.
Yeah. Maybe we name our son Hell. So he's got one of the double names.
There we go.
What was the name that we saw the other day that you were like pumped on? Somebody had a cool name. Do you remember?
No.
Okay. Well, this bit dies here.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the name was. Oh no, it was my insurance. It was like when you started an account for me, and it was like the first 3 letters of where I was born.
Well, that we definitely shouldn't share on the podcast because that's like literal security information that somebody could hack into. It's not your given government name that's like on all of your diplomas.
Tell the people.
And your employers. Literally somebody could find out with a simple Google search.
Tell the people how to get access to my savings account.
Oh my God.
It was a cool name.
Was like...
This would go down as one of my bad ideas. This is why I didn't say I have perfect ideas. I have mostly perfect ideas. Saying the password to I think it was my 401k would probably be bad.
It was like a autumn pin thing for...
Yeah. But it was cool sounding.
It was cool sounding, but we will not share it.
We will not share it. I've gone down a couple dead ends so far in my interview. Last time you were on the podcast, I got a little self-conscious.
Why?
Do you remember last time you were on the pod?
Last time I was on the pod, it was with Meredith and Rob.
No. When it was just me and you.
Oh, it was the only time it was just me and you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you didn't. This is what happened: is you told the people my deep fears of the podcast not being good, and I felt too exposed. I felt too vulnerable.
Sorry about that.
It's okay, but it's been a while since you come back as a solo, because I thought your direct laser beam of Liz truth shining upon me for a full hour.
That.
I'm like, what will I reveal?
Well, that's why
I almost gave them my security information for.
That's not on me. I stopped you from doing that.
I know, it's just when I'm talking to you.
I stopped you from doing that. I told you to turn on the lights. I told you to check our levels on our mics, and that's when you realized the mics weren't plugged in.
All right,
stop telling
the people.
This podcast.
Stop telling the people.
The reason this episode isn't going to ruin our lives is because of me.
Listen. You give the people too much. God. Now they know.
Here's the thing: you just need to. If you don't want me with my laser beam of truth, you gotta come a little more prepared. You just gotta lead the conversation a little more
prepared. Tell the people about the setup.
What setup?
The setup for this podcast and how you...
What about it?
I didn't turn on the lights.
I already said it.
I didn't turn on the mics.
I already said all that.
I didn't charge my phone.
Oh, yeah.
We started 30 minutes late.
Well, I wasn't going to go into all the rest of it.
I know. Well, you're right.
You're doing that to yourself.
I don't know what it is.
I don't know what's happening.
I don't know what's happening.
I don't think I should be on this podcast anymore.
I think this might be your last time on the podcast.
I think you're too self-conscious.
I think I'm too self-conscious. You know me too well. I think
it feels too vulnerable having me on the podcast.
It does. It does feel a little bit. It does feel a little bit vulnerable. And you are looking for me to lead the podcast.
Yeah, it's your podcast. There's your name on it.
It's an easy flow combo. I don't know. What's up with you? We're going to see Civil War soon.
Yeah.
I don't know. You excited about seeing that movie?
Sure.
When are we gonna go? When are we gonna legit go axe throwing? Because now
I want to go. I don't know.
Now I actually kind of want to go.
We should go.
We were gonna. Do you remember? We were gonna go.
We're gonna go, and then we saw Oppenheimer,
which was a great call.
I mean, it feels weird saying it was fun.
It was fun
seeing Oppenheimer.
It was fun.
It was a good movie. I enjoyed my experience seeing it in theaters.
Why can't you say it was fun to see it?
Because
it's about the nuclear bomb going off. It's history.
It was a laugh riot.
It wasn't a laugh riot. I did have a couple funny moments though. Remember the part where that big bomb explodes?
Hilarious.
They don't. Well, we're not spoiling it now. It's out. They don't show it hitting the cities.
No.
A lot of people thought it was anticlimactic. I did not.
I did not.
But I will.
It wasn't about the moment when they're gonna destroy Japan. It was about the creation of the bomb and if the invention would work. That was the story.
That's the story.
It's about the invention. It wasn't about.
And it's about the trial.
Yeah.
His little hearing where he can't go into.
Yeah. The climax of the movie was the nuclear test.
Yes. Yeah, it's good. I did not find it. I recently watched Dune 2.
Mm-hmm.
My family's big into Dune 2. Everybody back home loves Dune. No, Dune 2.
Dune 2. Okay.
Dune 1 is good. It's kind of similar to the Christopher Nolan Batmans.
Oh, okay.
People like Batman Begins, but everybody loves The Dark Knight.
Okay.
But there is a scene in Dune 2 that is what I kind of thought Oppenheimer would have.
Well, don't spoil it for me. I haven't seen Dune 2.
You're right. We won't talk about that either. You still got to see Dune 1.
Yeah, I do. I still have to see Dune 1.
Dune 1's a little bit of a slog.
Okay.
Dune 1's a little slower.
Yeah.
I will say. But Dune 2 picks up a little bit. It's like, I hate when people do that.
I know.
I hate what I'm saying right now. I hate when people are like, you got to watch this show. When you get, by the time you get to season 5, it is fucking, I'm like, season 5?
Right.
Like, I like a show like right now I've kind of gone off on my own with Modern Family.
Yeah.
But Modern Family's good every episode.
From the start.
From the start. Well, maybe it tails off though. I don't know. I haven't seen the end.
I know. But the pilot is great.
Pilot's great. Most pilots I think are good. For shows that get picked up.
Sure.
They had to be good. They got picked up.
Yeah.
Only good things get made. What do you think was the reason you didn't keep up with me on Modern Family?
You just started watching it more than me.
Yeah.
You watch more TV than me.
That is the reason.
That's the reason. There's no deeper reason than that.
There's no deeper reason?
No.
Search in your soul. Is there?
It's just there were times when I was doing something and had something else to do, and you put on Modern Family.
I know. I felt like that I wasn't violating the.
No, it's not like it's not. It's Modern Family. It's not like a show where things are gonna get spoiled.
No, I can't do the thing where I go into shows and I just watch random episodes. I have to start from the beginning and go through all of it chronologically.
See, I can jump around. Well, for a sitcom, I can jump around.
I can't jump around, even for sitcoms. That's why I haven't done Seinfeld. I don't want to get through that shitty first season. Just don't want to do it. And that's why I didn't get into Game of Thrones right away, because I was already a couple seasons behind. It's just like, do I have time to just sit on the couch and watch 18 hours of content to get to the part that everybody else is talking about?
Yeah.
But it is kind of fun. I wish they would release shows weekly.
Yeah.
On Netflix more or anything. Like that really was, I think.
Appointment TV is not a thing anymore.
It was
really.
a good way to,
it will become though. I mean, they've just reinvented cable. Like,
yeah.
All these streamers are now like, oh, now you can bundle these 3 streaming services, and now there's going to be ads on the streaming service you have to pay for. And it'll just be cheaper. It's literally, they've just reinvented cable.
Yeah.
Netflix is going to start having ads for their cheapest tier.
Do you think cable will come back?
Maybe.
Could cable come back? Like hotels came back.
Hotels
Remember hotels were going away?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't actually know if hotels went away for most people. They went away for, liberals in California, like traveling, being like, let's stay in somebody's home, man. I think most people were staying in hotels the whole time. But to me, hotels took a little dip. And then Airbnb sucks. And then hotels were like, just kidding.
Yeah.
And they went right back. I think that's going to happen to New York taxis.
Maybe.
Yeah, because
we haven't been in New York for like the past several years, so I don't think taxis ever really went away.
No, they taxis took a big hit.
Oh.
Taxis took a big hit. Then they had to like make an app. There's a New York taxi app now where it's just basically like Uber.
Okay.
So there's really not like that whole thing of like a guy standing on the street doing this.
I was doing that up till the end of us in New York.
But again, like Uber revolutionized that, and it's been like 6.5 years.
Yeah.
But I think Uber's going down, and I think taxis are coming back up. So I think hailing cabs in New York City might come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what to add on to that.
I don't know. Are you?
I like hailing a cab. I feel powerful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you? Why do you feel powerful hailing a taxi?
I can just put my hand out and summon a car to whisk me to wherever I want to be.
Okay.
That's powerful.
But it's not powerful over other people. It's just powerful in your own.
Sometimes it is powerful over other people because, like, if you go to the corner in the direction that a cab is coming,
yeah,
you can get
jump
it.
and you steal somebody's taxi.
Steal somebody's taxi,
You
but they gotta
stole
know.
people's
They gotta
taxis?
know that where you gotta stand to get the taxi.
Oh my God.
I've never done somebody hails a cab and I go and I run and intercept them.
Yeah, but
and jump in.
stepping in front of somebody's taxi.
But I'm not stepping like directly in front of them. I'm just going to.
Yeah.
The taxi's heading uptown. I'm on the southernmost corner.
It does sound a little bit like when you do that, when you go to the southernmost corner or whatever, or northernmost if you're on one of the other Avs, and you get in front of somebody and the taxi stops you and not them, there's a little piece of you that enjoys that they.
It's just street smart. It's just street smarts, baby.
But
it's just that's how the city works.
I know, but you
got to know the rules.
I'm asking a deep question. This is one of my great ideas. This is a deep question. Is there a part of you that enjoys that the other person didn't get the cab? Or is it just like, I got the cab? Or you were like, is there a part of you that's like the Machiavellian,
yes. No, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's part of the enjoyment.
Yes.
And as you
it's
settle.
like, I know, those are the rules. It's a competition. It's a dog-eat-dog world out here. You got to be smart. You got to have your wits about you.
When the cab then drives, would you ever look at the person who didn't get the cab?
I never did that.
Like a fucking chump and be like, look at this fucking nobody. Yeah. Did you ever feel that?
I would roll down the window and I'd moon them.
So that would be good for them. I mean, you're a very attractive woman. That would actually be like an act of kindness, probably.
Yeah, it's true.
Something for the road, buddy. No, I think it's you're such a good person that I have to really search for ways in which you can be bad. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, is that a
way in which I'm bad? I don't even think it's that bad. It's just common sense. I don't think having common sense is bad.
But you like that the person without common sense has been taught a little lesson.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
You gotta learn. You gotta learn by doing. You gotta learn by making mistakes.
Yeah. You could also just tell them.
Sure.
You could be like, why don't you go up there and hail the cab there? I was going to take it in front of you. But
it's also like there's taxis. They're always, it's
literally costing them 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if anything, they saw me get that, then now they know, and then they'll carry that for the rest of their lives. I saved them more than the 10 seconds they lost.
Yes.
Because if they didn't see that, they would continue to do that.
Give a man a taxi, he rides for a day.
Right.
Teach a man to hail a taxi, he dies in a cab. He dies in an accident.
Yeah. I was very nice to tourists in New York.
Yes.
I would give people directions. If they were like going to go do some tourist trap thing, I would redirect them to something better. I would tell them don't get in like a black cab instead of the yellow ones. The yellow ones are metered.
Always stay with the meters. I would talk to tourists too. I would have to like really fight myself from not doing the accidental racist thing of like if they had an accent, my English would start to have their accent. And I'd be like, no, I'm doing it. That's hard.
Yeah.
Or like I'll just start like, if they're skipping words, I'll start skipping words. Mm-hmm. I'll be like,
interesting.
They'll be like, show is good. I'll be like, is good.
It's good.
Like, damn it. No, it is good. I just correct them.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you do in that situation? Do you speak with proper grammar? Do you try to?
No, I talk how I talk.
Okay. So if I was like, is restaurant good? You would say,
yeah, it's great.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good.
I might say is good.
Oh.
Is that bad?
I don't know. I don't know what the answer is.
I don't know the answer to that. I don't know if that's racism or not.
I wouldn't like use big words that they probably don't know, but they probably know the word yes.
I would go,
and they probably know yes, it's good.
I would go, this eatery will rejuvenate your senses in a way that I have no more big words. Yeah. I don't know. It's because I feel like in that moment.
Well, somebody doesn't. It's a difference. If somebody is just talking with an accent and they like get some grammar wrong or whatever, I'm just going to talk to them because they know English. If it's somebody that doesn't know English, I'll try to use words that they know and gesture more. Yeah.
As we were talking before, you have wild gestures. I've seen you. You will gesture the most if you get a drink or two in you.
Yeah.
And we get into a feisty conversation on the ride home. I'm like, your hand's hitting the window. I mean, you're going all over the place. Like I've seen you.
It's probably the Italian in me.
Yeah, that is true. Italians are big gesture.
They're known for talking with their hands.
Yeah. Trump talks with his hands. Is he Italian?
I don't know.
I don't know what his ethnicity. Like I don't know. He's orange. It's hard to tell what he.
Don Oliver did a segment where like whoever came here from Europe, it was like his grandfather, great grandfather. The last name was Drumpft and not Trump, and they changed it to Trump.
It's a good change.
Father, grandfather, whoever. It was Drumpft.
That's a good change.
Yeah. Where's Drumpft? Is that German? It sounds like it could be German. Drumpft.
D-R-U-M.
It was Drumpf for Drumpft. It was like D-R-U-M. Drumpft.
President Drumpft. That's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough to have a ft in your name.
Drumpft.
Yeah. Trump is smart.
Trump is smart. There's a meaning behind Trump.
Trump card.
Yeah.
That was before he changed it to Trump. Maybe after he played cards.
Well, Donald Trump didn't change it to Trump.
His grandfather.
Like father, grandfather, whoever came here from wherever in Europe changed it.
That's smart.
Yeah.
I mean, look, the guy knows.
I think there's a Don Oliver segment on it.
Yeah, I won't watch it.
I know.
But some of our fans back in there might watch it. By the way, guys, this is a good time in the podcast to tell you that if you're enjoying this podcast, tell a friend.
Leave a 5-star review.
Leave a 5-star review. Tell a lover.
Tell a lover. Whisper it into a lover's ear.
As you come.
Post coitus.
Post. During. Mid climax, I'd say you go.
As the foreplay. Go. Podcast.
It's funny. Yeah. As like you like whisper it, as you like caress.
Yeah.
Nipples.
Whisper it to the nipples as foreplay.
That's funny to talk to body parts. I like that. You that works for if you're talking to a dick. You can kind of grab it like a microphone stand and just say,
it's hilarious.
Podcast hell with Erick Hell, like into the little wiener hole. That's pretty funny.
I don't do enough dick bits.
You can do more if you want.
Dick bits.
Do you do any dick bits?
I don't know. I feel like I've done.
Do you do stand up now? You're also talking like you do a lot of stand up.
Oh no, I meant like bits with your dick.
Oh,
not dick bits in stand up. I meant like at like.
Oh, you mean like literal bits with my dick?
Yeah.
I don't want you to start doing that at all. Let's just go ahead and take it off the table. I don't want that. I don't want dick bits at all.
All right.
Do you have ideas?
I guess.
I don't know. If you want to do stuff, I guess you can do stuff. I mean, we've been together for a long time.
Yeah.
You got to spice it up.
Yeah. It wouldn't really. I don't think it would get us in the mood, but.
A fun one I always think is like when you're ready to go, if it's like a diving board. Because it kind of has like the.
Little spring
to it. So if you just kind of like, not hard, but if you just like. You know what I mean? Like somebody walks out, like a guy could walk out on the shaft and then like plunge into, I don't know what that does for a bit.
I don't know. I'll workshop something.
Yeah. I think Dane Cook had a bit about catapulting food off the tip of his penis into his mouth.
Disgusting, but funny.
Yeah. I mean, that was like that's like a 20-year-old bit probably.
Yeah.
Like I was listening to that in high school. Mm-hmm. And thinking like, oh my God, this is
a genius.
This is brilliant. I mean, it was for what it was. became like the most popular comedian of all time. Isn't that wild? It's like, it does seem like, I don't know. You've been in the business for a little bit. You know famous people.
Mm-hmm.
When someone you know just becomes a legitimately famous person, it's wild, right? That they just are like, I used to.
I don't know. I don't get like, well, that's crazy. I'm really happy for them. I really enjoy seeing them and their success. A lot of people that I know that have like gotten famous or booked really big things are like really hardworking, kind people. I haven't had the experience of like somebody who is an asshole, like making it. I know that happens all the time. I know you've had that.
I've had that.
But
I've also had the other one.
People I'm thinking about that are famous are like really hardworking and their success is well deserved.
Sure.
So I'm not like, whoa, that's crazy, because I'm like, no, that makes sense. Like if anyone should make it, it should be that person, and that is like the industry was right in that. Like that is how things should have gone.
Yeah. Yeah, I have mixed feelings on it. Sometimes I'm happy for the person. Sometimes I'm like, this fucking...
Yeah. Well, no, if they're not talented or they're assholes, that sucks.
Or just like the fact that like that famous people even exist, I think feels weird. Like, I don't know. To me, like when I was growing up and you'd see like, you know, celebrities like David Boreanaz.
Who?
David Boreanaz. You don't know David Boreanaz?
If you're picking... Who is that?
David Boreanaz. He's Angel from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And then he got his own...
You're talking about celebrities from your childhood?
Yeah.
And you picked David Boreanaz, the guy from a Buffy spinoff?
Why, look at me when you're talking. Don't talk to them.
Like, if you're trying to make an example of fame, what?
But David Boreanaz had a very successful... Like, he was...
Nicole Kidman... Tom Cruise, 90s icons.
I don't think I'm wrong to say that David Boreanaz is a famous person from my childhood. Buffy was a huge show.
Yeah, Buffy was a huge show.
And then Angel was a great show.
So say it was Sarah Michelle Gellar was Buffy, right?
Yeah.
So say Sarah Michelle Gellar. If you're going with a Buffy reference.
But David Boreanaz, I think, got to Sarah Michelle Gellar. He got pretty close.
No, he didn't. He did not get to Sarah Michelle Gellar status.
All right, Sarah Michelle Gellar. Yeah, I think you're right. I probably should have gone SMG. Whatever. Who cares?
Okay, what were you? What point were you going to make about famous people?
I never thought
about world famous David Boreanaz.
He's famous. You can say it with a weird voice all you want. He's a famous guy. I guess as a kid, I never thought like, oh, I'd be doing that. Like I wasn't thinking in terms of becoming a famous person or working in the industry. So like. And when I was in New York, I was thinking more about like just becoming funny. So to see people I know like become David Boreanaz or someone akin of that level of fame or higher even, some people have gotten even higher than David, then that is crazy to me that they've become like somebody with their own TV show.
No, it is.
I know multiple people with their own TV show.
It's crazy in that it's like... really hard to do and become
it's really
famous.
hard to do, but also just like they are that, like they're famous enough to where, you know, my parents would know who they are.
Yes,
that's weird. That's weird.
I guess that
feels weird.
I guess that is weird.
Yeah. It's like, and it's like, you know, I don't know. I got a little bit of it when I'd be like in a commercial with somebody or something. I'd be like, oh yeah, I know that guy. Like just like watching with people that aren't in the industry, but to know actual famous people. To watch them just take
their
off.
Rise, yeah.
It's wild. It's a wild view to be where we are.
I guess so.
Yeah, you don't seem as blown away by it.
No, I'm not as blown away by it.
Yeah, maybe you'll be that person. Maybe you got a little David Boreanaz in you.
One can only dream.
Yeah. Did you ever? You didn't watch Buffy.
I did. I did watch Buffy.
Okay,
I told
then you know who
my dad,
I'm talking about. He's Angel.
I know. I just didn't know the actor's name because it's not that.
But did you ever watch
name that comes to mind when you think about Buffy?
Did you ever watch
Angel?
Angel.
I saw a couple episodes of Angel.
Okay.
I was like a little too young for those shows, but my dad was a big Buffy fan. I've told you this.
Yes.
My dad was a big Buffy fan, and he coached my soccer team when I was 6, and he wanted to name us the Buffies.
It's great.
It's a great name. They wouldn't let him name us the Buffies.
Why not?
I don't know.
Probably because there's sex and murder in that
Probably,
show.
but like, what a cool name for like a girls soccer team. Like that's a strong female character.
You probably could have gotten like Sarah Michelle Gellar to come out to a game if you had done that too.
Yeah. So then we became the High Kickers. It's not as cool as the Buffies.
Should have gone Highlanders.
Highlanders, probably not, because that was like the mascot of my high school.
No, I thought you were the Eagles or something.
That was middle school.
Okay. You were the Highlanders.
In high school, the Herrick's Highlanders.
My mom's school, they were the McLean Highlanders.
Yeah.
The movie Highlander, he chops people's heads off. But I don't think that's what they're referencing when in children's high school.
Well, we were, middle school, we were the Warhawks. And then they changed it to the Soaring Eagles because, like, we were going to war with Iraq and Afghanistan. And so they were like, we can't be the Warhawks anymore.
Warhawks is so much better than Soaring
Yeah,
Eagles.
but they're like, I don't know, kids, dads and brothers are going off to war. Let's not be the Warhawks.
Well, Warhawks is usually like, that's a term literally for somebody who's like looking for an excuse to go to war. That old Warhawk. That was used a lot for people that were against the Iraq war. I feel like
maybe
I heard
that's
that.
Also why maybe that's why they changed it. That's probably why. I just wasn't aware of that.
Yeah. My high school team was the Knights. We were the
Knights is good. I like Knights.
Yeah. This Rutgers is the Scarlet Knights. That's cool. That's
pretty cool.
I like a color before the Knights.
Yeah.
Like Army is the Black Knights.
I like that too.
Scarlet Knights.
That's a good mascot.
Yeah. White Knights, I don't know.
No.
White Knights is bad.
Probably not.
Not for the racial reason, just like white knighting.
Yeah.
Hey man, don't talk to her like that, man. Annoying.
Yeah.
You know? You know what I mean? But I don't know. I think those are the cool ones. We already said them.
I don't think, here's the thing, white knighting, I don't think if like a dude is like legitimately harassing a woman and another dude steps in, please by all means men do that. You are not a white knight for doing that.
That's not a white knight though.
I know, but you said, hey man, don't talk to her like that, man. My brain's going, oh, that's a dude stepping in.
No. A white knight is specifically a dude stepping in to try to impress the girl because he wants to fuck the girl. That's like in the definition of white knight.
Okay.
There's no positive white knight.
Okay.
If somebody was doing if somebody was like, tossing a chick around at a bar and a dude came in and punched the guy in the face, you wouldn't call that guy a white knight.
Okay.
You just be like, oh, that guy.
That sucks. Yeah, don't be a white knight. That sucks.
Yeah, I could be wrong. Maybe white knights are beloved.
No, they're not beloved. There is a negative connotation to that.
I think it's like
I just don't know. I don't know what constitutes as a white knight. If it's that, that sucks. Don't do that.
It's I think very similar to male feminist.
Sure.
Which is like, I'm trying to get laid.
I once was at a job interview, and it was right after Trump was elected, and the dude that was interviewing me started the interview with this was 2 days after he won the election or whatever. He was like, first, let me just say, I am so sorry. I can't imagine what you're going through. I have my mother and my sisters. And he just gave this big male ally speech and started the interview by apologizing to me on behalf of the country for just because I was a woman. That was weird.
You dated that guy for a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Then he tried to fuck me.
Yeah, and it worked. Couldn't say no.
No, that just felt a little silly.
Yeah, it does.
I don't need the manager of a Starbucks to apologize to me on behalf of the whole country.
Sure. Yeah. I think it's a lot of dudes like that. I don't know, maybe not that guy, but a lot of guys are they never progress past the way that guys tried to get laid in high school, which was just to pretend that you like whatever the girl likes.
Sure.
That's
girls did that too.
I think both people do it. I remember doing it. I remember I remember telling someone I liked The Secret Garden in 8th grade because she was like, I like that movie. I'm like, me too.
Yeah.
The Secret Garden.
It's human nature.
Yeah, I think you grow out of it. You also realize that I don't know. It's a little bit of fight in somebody's good. That
of course.
That flames the attraction.
Yes.
It's my advice to all the guys out there. If you've been white knighting, stop it. Just become just be yourself and try not to be too much of a dick. Like I did in the beginning of this podcast. Like we could have gone into a little fight, but I came out. I just went whoop.
I have to pee.
You have to pee? You can't pee for another 10 minutes.
I got to pee.
You got to pee right now?
Right now.
Go pee. I'll carry on without you.
I'm so sorry.
But come back and
I'm not going to pull a Brad Stoll and take a shit.
No.
And be gone for
Don't move the table, though. Just move your chair because
Okay.
it's all lined up.
Okay.
All right, go pee.
BRB.
No problem. As Liz pees, we can. I think the podcast is going all right. It hit a little bit of a lull there when I do get a little self-conscious in front of her. She thinks that I should be honest with you guys about how this podcast is. I don't feel that way. It's like I don't want to be overly vulnerable. Like I'm never gonna cry. I'm never gonna cry on this podcast. It's just not gonna happen. And I think she's like, she would tell me probably it's okay to cry at some point. That's what I feel the tension is a little bit. I don't know. It's hard. We did me and her did this We the Internet thing years ago where we were co-hosts of this like libertarian news, whatever. And I think we did like 3 or 4 of them together. They're on YouTube somewhere. But when I watch them, I'm like, we had pretty good acting chemistry, I thought. I thought we did a good job with that. It's always weird, like, I don't know. Some of the comedy sketches of me online now I never documented more of my comedy than when I sucked at it. And all that stuff lives. It lives in places online where like I'll stumble across and just be like, oh my God, who do I email to get rid of that? But I will say the stuff I did with her, I thought was, the scripts or whatever. But I did think that our performances were good. I think I might even be a good actor. Maybe I'll fish for compliments when she gets back. I just heard a flush, so she should be back momentarily. Hopefully washes her hands. She will. She's a cleanly person. Percentage of guys out there who wash their hands every time they pee. What do you think? I'd say I'm at like a solid 91%. Sometimes you're in a rush. If you're going to miss a plane, maybe I'll grab some hand sanitizer on the, at a later date. But for the most part, I'm washing my hands when I pee. Do you wash your hands when you pee every time? Have you ever not?
Yes.
What was the reason?
Didn't feel like it.
It was like bring it.
Like whatever. I didn't touch anything. Nothing touched anything.
Clean pee. Start, stop.
Clean pee.
Turn it off, on and off like a
enough
faucet.
toilet paper that I didn't need to. When I wiped, I didn't touch anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was saying I'm probably about 91% hand wash percentage.
That's good.
Like I'll do it in airports always.
Yeah.
Although the example I gave was if you're about to miss your plane, someone's touching my pee. But I think for the most part, I'm pretty good about that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. You don't want to be walking around with urine on your fingers. We have 6 minutes left until we get to an hour. That's actually not true, though. You know why?
Why?
Because I ran it for 4 minutes and 45 seconds.
That's true.
So we actually have about 8 minutes left.
Time.
Now, Liz, 8 minutes left. I know you prepared a bunch of topics before you came on the pod. What have we not covered that you want the people to know? Things that are important to you? Can we tell the people where we're going?
Yeah.
I don't know.
What?
Because I feel like I've overshared a couple times.
We can talk about that we're going to Mexico.
Okay. We're going to Mexico.
We're going on a little anniversary trip.
Permanently.
To Mexico.
Moving to Mexico. Mexico City.
Yeah.
Liz got a job with one of the cartels. That's all my dad's worried about. He sent me a story of 3 dudes that got murdered in a well.
It's going to be fine.
And he's like,
it's literally the same. It's the same travel advisory as France. And your dad's going to be in France. Yeah,
the worst thing that can happen to you in France is someone corners you with bad breath.
No, no. Their citizens are very active and like in protesting.
Yeah.
There's like, I don't know if it's happening now, but I know like around this time last year, there were like these huge protests and it was like you could get caught in one.
And you violent protests?
I don't know enough to talk about it, but like definitely police presence and.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were like, I don't know if they were riots or whatnot.
En français.
But the French, the French, they revolt.
Yeah, and they revolt like little bitches too.
Do they?
The more you read about like the fucking French Revolution, you're like, these guys suck. I don't really.
Really?
A little bit. So there's a little part of me that like, look, I have French in me a little bit, but a little bit of them, they kind of, they kind of suck, in my opinion. Not all French people.
What about them?
No, they just like, I don't know, they quit in World War II really quick. That's legit. They did.
Sure.
They did.
Sure.
They did not help out in World War II that much.
Okay.
And then in the French Revolution, it's like, I don't know, they're just kind of like, they just chopped a lot of people's heads off who couldn't really fight back. Like they just like, it's just like not brave, in my opinion. Like it wasn't like a brave revolution. It was like,
I don't know enough about
killing
it.
a bunch of floofy people with powdered wigs.
I don't know enough about it to talk about it.
Yeah, I don't really either.
Yeah.
I found out getting into it. I was like, I don't like it that much. You know what I don't like? I don't like that they're not friendly to people who are trying to speak French. That pisses me off. It's like, somebody's trying.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was my grandpa. When I tried to learn French in 7th grade, he was a real jerk about it. And it annoyed me.
Okay.
That's everything I'm saying comes from that.
Everything comes from your grandfather.
I could have just said that.
Yeah.
Yeah. He would just, I'd be like, parlez-vous? He'd be like, parlez-vous? I'd be like, parlez-vous?
Here's the thing. You also were like an adolescent, and I think you were probably just annoyed. He was
I was
probably
annoyed.
Very sweetly teaching you French.
He was being mean about it.
He was being mean about it?
He was being a little
Okay.
mean about it.
Oh, well.
He was mean about it, and then I took Spanish the next
And your
year.
grandma was
and
mean
she
about
was mean
it?
about it too.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not speaking
Let
either of these
out.
fucking
And then
languages.
you took German.
I took German, and I had a very nice German teacher. No longer with us, but she was great. And so that was fun.
So you stuck with German.
I stuck with German. I didn't retain any of it. None of it.
None of it at all.
Oh, no, maybe a little bit. I don't know.
How do you say, my name is Eric?
Mein Namen ist Erick.
Is that right?
I think that's right. I don't
Say
know.
it again.
Mein Namen
Is it okay?
ist Erick.
Okay.
Yeah. Give me another one.
How are you?
Wie geht's?
I
think
have
that's
no
what's
way,
up.
I have
That might
no
be-
way to check
that
this.
might be
I don't
what's
know
up.
any German.
That might be what's up. Wie geht's? Something is du. Du. Wo ist du? Not wo. Heißt es du? Something is du.
Okay.
How are you?
Yeah.
I don't know. Give me a third one.
Where is the library?
I quit. Librarian. I don't know. I think I was at the time when I went to Germany, my senior year of high school, I could like order food.
That's cool.
Yeah, I could do that. But not like confidently.
Yeah.
I would just be like a shaking hand and a quivering voice, ordering, fucking bratwurst.
Yeah. I feel like having a quivering voice is not good for the German language. I feel like part of learning the language is being able to confidently shout.
Yeah, but they're not all shouting. That's.
But it sounds like shouting.
But it's not. I showed you the Hitler thing.
Yes.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Because, we're like, like it sounds like this like harsh, crazy language. But then they did a thing online where they just changed part of his speech. So it's like an American with an American intonation saying what he's saying. And he just sounds like fucking anybody that you would ever vote for here. He's like, I gave you my heart. Give me your... Like, he's fucking...
Yeah, it's chilling.
He has a presence. He has
of course, you don't...
He has a...
Yeah, you don't...
A lure to him, you know?
Yeah, you don't... You need... Everybody thinks that, like, all these evil people are, like, mustache-twirling villains, but you don't get to do as much destruction and damage that you do if you don't have some kind of charm or charisma.
A lot of them are funny.
Yeah. You need to have charm and charisma and seem trustworthy in order to do horrific things.
I know. Yeah. Yes, I agree. I don't
Should
think
we end it on that note?
No. I think there are, like, you can go back into history before there was, like, I think you to do it now on that scale, you have to be charismatic and funny. I think back in the day, like, were the people running the Ming dynasty making their warriors? No,
back in the day,
you were just born into it. You're like a prince who would just murder and rape.
Right, but not in a monarchy. You need to have charm and charisma and make yourself appear trustworthy.
Oh, if you're a dude who rose into...
that's right,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you gotta... Yeah, Uday Hussein was not, like, winning people over, He just kind of... He lucked into his horribleness, But then that's the Sam Harris argument, is, like, when Uday Hussein was 2 years old, he's just a 2-year-old child with Saddam Hussein as a father. Like, you can find a point where you're like, well, he's not choosing this as his role model.
We're getting into, like, is there free will argument?
We always end the podcast with a little bit of F-dub. Is there free will? You think there?
I don't know.
That's the right answer. Yeah. Are there ghosts?
I don't know. Like, the thing is, if there's no free will, then that means everything is predetermined. And that also seems crazy to believe.
Yeah.
But right?
Yeah.
If there is no free will, everything is predetermined. And how can everything be predetermined if there isn't some kind of
simulation?
A
simulation.
Higher power. If there's no free will, that means everything's predetermined. Does that mean that psychics are real? Does that mean that people who can tell the future are real?
I don't know. Is my sister listening?
I don't know, but like you what do you think about that?
Do I think it's possible?
You believe that we don't have free will?
I don't know what I believe.
Okay.
I like listening to arguments.
You seem to fall more on the side of no free will.
I like the argument that we don't have free will. I like watching people make the argument and how upset it makes people, because I do think that we have a lot. I would say this. I think we have a lot less than we think we do.
I agree with that.
A lot less.
I completely agree with that.
I think this is functioning a lot more like, like somebody like pricks your hand and you have like that like someone hits your knee or whatever and you do the reaction. I think this is a lot more like that than people want to pretend. So
I agree. I do agree with that. But I don't know if I'd say there's no free will. If there's not, everything is predetermined, and that seems crazy to me.
I don't know if predetermined might not be the right word. It's just
if there's no free will, the world will end in only one specific conclusion.
But the world will only end in one conclusion, even if there was free will. That is also true. The world will still end in one way. The sun's going to explode. Thanks for watching, everybody. This has been... this is kind of cool.
What?
My podcast, the last episode I posted, I checked today. It got like twice the amount of listens.
That's great.
Yeah, just randomly.
That's awesome.
Got a little boost. I think somebody might have they might have written reviews.
Maybe from doing stand up.
I think
last week. That could
you up. That could be what it is.
That's great.
That could be what it is.
I love that.
If that is what it is, thank you. If you're a new listener here, that's appreciated. But yeah, I saw that like 10 seconds before we started. I was like, hey, look at that.
That's so cool.
Now, there's nothing can be done for what's going to happen in the future about this podcast.
Maybe we don't have free will. Maybe if time is a flat circle and like time isn't linear, it's like happening all around. Maybe there isn't free will. I don't know. Maybe everything that's already happened has already happened.
Yeah.
And it's just we're on a constant loop.
That was always that was a fun improv thing I used to do when I was teaching improv. Is I would give people like I'd be like, there's a convenience store, you're gonna go in, you're gonna grab some stuff, you're gonna buy it from the cashier, and then you're gonna leave. And everybody's gonna just cycle through. You're gonna play the person coming in, and you're gonna play the cashier. But before you come in, I'm gonna give you a philosophy on life. I'm not going to tell anybody else. Just you have it, and you have to like without saying it, you have to imbibe that. And then we're all going to guess what you were at the end. And so I would always give somebody the, True Detective, time is a circle philosophy.
Yeah.
And then everybody would just kind of walk in and like look at the chips and be like, like they would just find these fun ways to like physically manifest the idea that whatever they're doing, they've already done.
That's so fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was cool.
I like that.
Yeah. I miss those old
I know.
Those old teaching days.
I love Improv Eric.
Improv Eric's great. I think you've been getting a little more Improv Eric lately.
Yeah.
I've just been being nicer, I think.
Yeah, that's good.
Not like I was mean before. No, I told you you're my friend, my best friend.
Yeah.
That was a big move.
Yes.
We gotta talk about it.
I still get annoyed.
Oh, you get annoyed? Okay, we won't. That it took so long?
Yes.
Yeah, we won't talk about it then. But I think since then, I've been finding it much easier not easier, but I think I've been more free with communicating my enjoyment in moments.
Nice.
Yeah, I know you got to be feeling that a little bit.
Sweet. You have been
I've been very sweet.
Have been very sweet.
In the last like 2 to 3 months, I think my sweetness has gone.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I don't want to get too sweet. I don't want to become saccharine, as you have described some TV shows that people like. Can I tell them?
What shows have I described as saccharine?
Ted Lasso.
Yeah, I'd say that's saccharine.
Saccharine. It's a good word.
Yeah.
I'm learning one more thing, and then we're gonna go.
Yeah, I'm hungry.
Oh shit.
I know.
Are you really?
Yeah. I've been hungry for like the past 20, 30 minutes. Been powering through.
When you went to the bathroom, were you just like, did you just eat a burrito?
No, but I have a burrito downstairs that I would like to eat.
Is that you think that's what you're gonna go with?
Yes.
Okay. You give me one word answers, you're done.
What were you gonna say?
I said I learned all the Shakespeare plays last night.
You did? You finished it?
I got all of them. Right here.
Oh.
I can go alphabetically.
No, you can't.
You ready?
Okay.
A bridge too far. A time to remember.
These are all like Nicholas Sparks books.
Attila. It's one of the historics. He did one for Attila.
Attila the Hun.
Yeah, it's not an enjoyable one. He's just murdering 500,000 people. Liz, this has been great. We need to get this burrito. We need to make this happen.
Yeah, I'm fading.
You really... You don't have to come on this podcast if I feel like it upsets you.
It's not upsetting. It's not upsetting. It does take an emotional toll.
It does.
We can't just have a fun, breezy time.
What? I thought we had a mostly breezy time today.
I think we did, but you got a little.
What?
You got a little feisty and self-conscious, and
I did get a little feisty and self-conscious.
we can't just have a fun, breezy time.
No, yeah.
It's like, you know what it feels like? It feels like if you were ever in school and like your mom was the teacher.
That's a great way to put it. That's a great way to put it, because other people come in here and they're much more concerned about being like a really good guest, and you know me too. You're like, he's doing a bad job hosting. Like, you get annoyed with me.
Yeah, and then you get annoyed with me because I'm not.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
So it's not. It's like your mom came in and was a teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think my mom did, or my dad helped with the CCD class once when I was a kid.
What's CCD?
The Catholic Sunday thing. But it was like a nightmare.
Yeah.
It's not good.
No.
Ever.
No. You act like a little brat when your parent is the teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that actually does.
I think that's what's happening.
That's exactly what's happening. Yes.
I think on both our parts.
I think we're both.
I think we're on both our parts.
I think we're both.
Because you're not. I
think we're both being a little bratty.
Yeah. All right.
Where can the people? I'm now turning your chair with my foot.
Dizzy.
Where can the people find you?
At Liz Galalis across all social media platforms.
I swallowed the water weird.
Oh no.
Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks.
This is broken.
I'm hungry.
All right. Well, it's over. Go eat.
Hungry. I have a headache.
Usually somebody goes, thanks for having me on, Eric.
I said thanks. I said thanks. I'm hungry. I gotta go.
All right, fine. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me on the show.
No problem. Later.
Goodbye.